Alright, guys. I wanted to make a video on the whole Charlie Kirk thing and my feelings about it and the devastation that's kind of happened uh, over this over Charlie Kirk being assassinated. I would say, for one, it's extremely devastating. It's extremely upsetting because he was a great public figure, a great person. I watched him a lot, subscribed to him on YouTube, watched a lot of his Twitter clips as well as, but mainly watched a lot of his YouTubes, like his debates, discussions at the college campuses, as well as like non-college campuses, just like other videos that he posted. I will say this: he definitely. I don't really care what anyone has to say. There's no justification for murder, for violence, for assassinations. There's no need for it. As well as he was a really good person. He was a man of God. He believed in discussion and debate, which that's what this country was found upon, is discussion and debate. Without that, if we do not talk, we do not have that discussion, there will always be violence. There's always going to be violence, and even if we cannot agree with each other, even when we have a discussion, even if we cannot find a middle ground, it's always good to at least have that discussion, because at the end of the day, I'm a conservative. I have a discussion with a Democrat, liberal, whoever. Even if I cannot find middle ground with them, I'm going to, at least at the end of the day, shake their hand and say, hey, you know what? I at least understand where you're coming from, and you at least understand now where I'm coming from. I do not wish any ill or any harm or any, to anybody. Uh, Again, I just think we need to have these discussions and be able to have these debates. It is something that this country, again, was founded upon. And when you take that away, when you try to start silencing people, that's where things start to go wrong. That's where we are no longer the United States of America, the land of the free, our constitutional rights. And I'll say this: where people that want to continue to keep trying to silencing us, to kind of keep making us try to disappear and go away, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. And if anything, these guys are going to push us to continue to keep doing this, to continue to keep spreading the word of God and spreading the word of the Constitution, our rights, our freedoms, and what we believe is right in our views. Again, you are allowed to have your own different views. That is completely fine. The problem is when you try to start silencing us because you don't like our views, that's where there's a problem. And it needs to stop. And I hope and pray that for Charlie Kirk's death, things change for the better. Things change for the better. People start listening. People start talking again. People start having these discussions. Start having these debates. And again, at the end of the day, shake hands and move on and be happy and, appreciate that, hey, now you know how the other person feels, and now that person knows how you feel. But if we keep trying to silence people, if we keep trying to not wanting to, again, listen, to understand, or again, or again, just talk, this is never going to change, and it's only going to get worse. And we don't need that. We don't need that as a nation, as a country, as a beautiful, great, free country. We don't need that. So I'm hoping, again, here in the future, maybe today, maybe tomorrow, maybe in a week, maybe in a month, everyone starts to come together and that everyone tries to understand one another. And again, talk, listen, try to understand. Even again, we can't agree still. It's okay. But as long as at least we heard each other out, then at least, hey, we can move on and there don't have to be any violence or any uh, bloodshed, anything, anything terrible like that. Um, Again, and as well as be respectful. Don't have to sit there and, again, that's the thing I loved about Charlie Kirk versus a lot of other people that did these debates or discussions. Is with Charlie, when he did these debates and discussions, he wasn't putting people down. Like, he wasn't calling people names or start cursing up, start cursing or anything. Like, he kept calm, he kept respectful, he kept, again, trying to understand, as well as, again, when he was like, look, you know what, now it's my turn to speak, now it's my turn to give you, tell you how I feel. Again, he remained calm and respectful. And that's how things should be. Again, you know, the left, the right, the Republicans, conservatives, the Democrats. That's how we all should be. Again, we don't have to get upset because of someone else's point of view. Again, you have to understand my point of view and stuff like that. Again, I'm a conservative. I'm not a far right because there's some things that, again, I agree with Trump on, and there's some things I don't agree with Trump on. So I'm not even a full 100% MAGA because there's some things, again, I 100% agree with Trump on, and there's some things I do not. And if someone, is a Joe Biden supporter, like just say a Democrat, even as much as I dislike Joe Biden, I'm not going to sit there and start yelling at you and start putting you down because, oh, yeah, you voted for Joe Biden, or because, again, your views are different. No, this should never be like that. It should never have to come down to where, oh, well, just because, again, you are different, I'm going to start belittling you, putting you down, being disrespectful, and just, again, being that type of person. It doesn't need to happen. Again, you could be like Charlie Kirk and actually show, like, hey, respect, restraint. You can restrain yourself. Again, if you have a little bit of that in you to where it's like you want to, like, get fired up and stuff like that and kind of go off the wall, just restrain yourself. Again, it's very heartbreaking. It's very sad. Again, I don't. I mean, I never physically went to his shows or like to his discussions, debates, or anything. I just, again, only watched them, observing them on YouTube, and uh, it's very sad. Again, I think he had such a strong message, and he had such strong hope and such strong belief, and again, his faith in God. I think that's kind of the main thing. Again, it's not even the politics; it's his faith in God that's really kind of touched me the most. And it's sad that his two little kids, because I'm a father as well, his two little kids are going to be growing up without their father being present, in its flesh and body. Uh, it's very upsetting. And, and also to his wife, Erica. It's she doesn't get to see her husband every day now. She only gets to pray to him and remember him for what he, how he is and how he was. And I can't even imagine. I mean, it's very sickening what this world is, and what this country is becoming, because people are hurt over words. Again, words should never hurt someone. Never. I was always told the saying that sticks and stones may break my bones, but words may never hurt me or affect me. Um, and that's the truth. I don't let words take me to a place that makes me do actual violence. Should never, again, it should never happen. And I hope a lot of people start turning that around to where, again, if you don't like what somebody's saying, just walk away. Just don't listen. I mean, it's that easy. For somebody that's a normal human, for me, I can tone things out pretty quick. I can literally sit there and just be like, yeah, you know what, I don't agree. I don't agree with what this person's saying. I'm gonna tone it out, or I'm just gonna walk away. Or if the person I believe they're actually a decent person, I'll have to talk with them, have the discussion with them. Okay, why do you feel this way? Or why are you like what? Why do you believe in this? Again, at the end of the day, let's have that talk. Let's have that discussion. That's what makes this country great. Is when we have these talks and these discussions. Violence doesn't have to be a thing. You can literally do so much with just talking. You can literally end wars by just talking. That's the beautifulness of our speech, and that's why God gave us a voice. I mean, it's a very powerful thing. And again, and I know some people will be like, "Oh, yeah, you say it's powerful, so well, it can affect us in a negatively way and make us do violence." Again, no, it should never, ever be like that. Should never affect you like that. So I'm gonna end it here in a second because I think I've been rambling on long enough. Well, not really rambling because again, a lot of this, again, I just want to pay my respects to Charlie Kirk. I will always remember you. You are in my opinion, I think you're like the kind of like the MLK of the future. Like or again, just a very great person, man. And again, we lost a extremely great person, someone that, in my opinion, I was hoping one day to actually, meet him. I was hoping one day to meet him and maybe, again, ask him some questions, like, hey, because again, my views, again, I'd say I line a good bit with Charlie Kirk, I'd say, in a lot of things. But again, like when it comes to Trump and certain things, I would say I'm like 80-20. 80% I agree with Trump, 20% I do not. And I'll save that for another day on what I don't agree with on and what I agree with him on. Um, but like I said, I would have loved to meet him. I think he was an amazing person, and I think his voice and his uh, I think his voice and pretty much what he wants us to do, like his message, I think will live on. I think it's going to always live on. It's going to continue to uh, it's going to continue to keep spreading. He's again his knowledge, his wisdom, his voice is going to continue to keep spreading. And I don't think it's and I pray to God that that does happen because again he was doing something very amazing in his country, and I don't want to. I hope it doesn't come to an end like that. Um, and yeah, I, that's pretty much it for me. I will say this too, real quick. I know Ben Shapiro said he wants to pick up where Charlie Kirk left off. I I'll say this. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with Ben Shapiro picking up in Charlie's, picking up where Charlie left off. I'm just going to be 100% real. Nobody's ever going to be able to fill Charlie's shoes as well as Ben Shapiro. I mean, I'll be 100% honest right here. There's a reason why I chose to watch Charlie Kirk over Ben Shapiro. And I will just say, if you look at the two, they're, in my opinion, two different people in what they believe in. Two different type people, like what they believe in. And I think Charlie Kirk is one of the best. I think, again, he, like I said, in my opinion, very respectful, will not put anyone down when he's having these discussions and these debates. And he just had great knowledge. And two, again, he knew, again, he believed, like he always, like, was it, he sat there, I remember, was it like, even last night I watched a video of, it was it him and his wife doing, they did a video on his channel. And he's like, yeah, he's like, compared to my wife, you know, he's like, I seem like a moderate. And that's actually not a bad thing. And again, you know, I don't think he's a far right person. He's definitely not a far left. He's definitely not a Democrat. I would say 100%. He's definitely just a good conservative. And for Ben Shapiro, I don't, in my opinion, I don't see that. That's it. Have a great day. Everyone stay blessed.